Hello there and welcome back to another gluten-free and yeast-free baking video. How are we doing today? Today I'm going to be making gluten-free sweet shortcrust pastry. Just a quick disclaimer that the dogs are currently having their breakfast down here this morning, so in case that's background noise you hear during this video. But to continue with this video, since I did the shortcrust pastry, the gluten-free shortcrust pastry, I have been loving making pies, but I've never made a sweet one, so I wanted to develop a sweet shortcrust pastry so I could make sweet pies like apple pie, which is one of my favourites. I cannot wait for you guys to try this at home. And just a quick thing as well, pastry is not as hard as you think it will be. It is fairly easy. So you will be needing the following equipment: a rolling pin, some measuring spoons, a knife, some scales, some baking paper, a spatula and a large mixing bowl. You will also be needing the following ingredients: 200 grams of gluten-free plain flour, 2 tablespoons of caster sugar, 110 grams of butter cold, it has to be cold, and I like to use lactofree butter, 4 to 6 tablespoons of water, and 1 medium-sized egg beaten. You will only be needing this if you're cooking the pastry, which I am not doing today. Let's go! This recipe makes approximately 400 grams of this pastry. First things first, measure out all of your ingredients so that they're completely ready for you to use. And then to begin with, we are going to mix together our sugar and our gluten-free plain flour. So tip all of your sugar into your flour. And then using our tablespoon, which we are going to be using later for our water, just give them a quick mix around. I was going to say whisk them, but I'm not using a whisk for this recipe. I probably should have done this in a bigger bowl. Now that this is done, grab your large mixing bowl and your butter. Now that we've got our butter and our large mixing bowl, we are going to place our cold butter into the mixing bowl. Trying to spread it out a little bit so it's not all in one place, because that won't be helpful in the long run. Come on. There we go. And now we're going to sprinkle on our sugar and flour mixture on top of all of the butter. Come on, mate. Come on, mate. I know it's early in the morning, but shift yourself. Now, using our hands, we're going to rub together the butter and the flour until it resembles breadcrumbs. There will come a point when it will start to form together in your hands. Stop at that point because it will ruin the pastry. So either stop as you're getting to that point or stop as it's just doing it, because sometimes you can't determine when it's actually going to do it. So okay, and I think I'm going to leave it here. So now that you've done this, grab your knife, your water and your tablespoon. So now that we've got our water, our knife and our tablespoon, we are going to add a tablespoon of water at a time to our pastry, and then using our knife we are going to cut that water into this pastry. You want to do it, well, add as much water as you need until it starts to form a ball of dough. Try saying that 5 times when you're drunk. And to double check this, it is probably easier to wipe down the sides of your mixing bowl with your spatula and start trying to like prod it together after each addition of water has been put in. I'm not very good at this early in the morning, guys, okay? So I'm just going to get on with it and stop talking. You may need to add more pastry, you may need to add more water, you may need to add less water than the 4 to 6 tablespoons that I've said. It's completely up to your environment and things like that. If you're in a hot country, then you'll probably need to put more in. If you're in a cold country, you might need, I don't know, something like that, guys. starting to look like it will form. So, yeah, there, see? It will start to all just slowly but surely, it will start to all come together. So I don't think I wasn't counting right enough, but I don't think I used the full 4 to 6 tablespoons of water for this. So it just completely depends on what's going on in the environment and things. If it's super hot, you may need to add more. If it's cold, you may need to add less. It's very cold this morning, so I think I needed to add less. So now that this is done, we are going to grab our baking paper. So now that we've got our baking paper, we are just going to simply wrap our dough, pastry dough, in our baking paper. Stay down. Stop it. Really? This is why it is not good for me to cook this early in the morning. You can flatten it if you want. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're going to place this dough into the fridge for about half an hour. It doesn't matter if it's a bit longer. And that is it. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out all the links in the description, as I love them all and wouldn't put them there if I didn't, including the recipe for this lovely pastry and my shop where you'll be able to buy all of the flour and equipment you would need for this recipe. If you do make this at home, don't forget to tag me on Instagram and use the hashtag bakingwithvickiie, which I will put above me. Let me know in the comments of anything you'd like to see me make gluten or yeast free, as I do both. And finally, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you next time. Bye!